Greetings, humans. I am Mr. FOETUS, and today we are playing some more Morph Girl. So, last week we found out that, I forget the main character's name. That always scares me every time. I forget her name, but there was a happily married couple. I forgot both of their names actually. I'm not very good at remembering things with my mind. So these two were happily married, and her wife, the main character's wife, was stricken with cancer. And they did everything they could, but it didn't work. Nothing worked out. The wife wanted to live and not have to think about it. She'd already accepted her fate. She just wanted to spend the last moments of her life happy. But the main character was like, she wanted to have her wife. She wanted to fight it, but the wife didn't want to fight it. So, ultimately, it didn't work out. And now the wife, the main character, is in, just a state of it's like a Groundhog Day kind of situation where every day is the same, nothing changes. Not literally, but you know, she has this job she hates, people at her job hate her, everything just sucks, and she comes home depressed, and she can't let her wife go. Every time she wants to come home every day and see her wife, just sitting there just like the old days, but she can't because her wife's gone. Then suddenly, her bathtub fills up with a muddy, dark substance. She doesn't know what the hell it is. And she's trying to figure that out. She calls the people, and they're like, okay, we don't believe that it could be blood, because she thinks it's blood, but it could be blood, is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's blood. That was blood. And so they're like, okay, we'll come in next week, or whatever day. So that's great. Then she's sitting and chilling in her living room, and a naked lady crawls out of the fucking tub, puts on a towel, and walks across the door, and then that's that. Who knows what she was doing? Was she going to take a nap? Was she gonna have a nap and have a? Who was that? Was that her wife? I don't know. Freaking creepy as hell. Now the water is out of the tub. There's nothing left in the tub. Whatever the hell it was. The blood? No more blood in the tub. It's empty. So, our main character, our heroine, doesn't know any of this. She's completely oblivious, aside from the fact that there is supposed to be blood in the tub. I don't even think she knows that the blood is gone yet. So, she's about to leave, and she hears a sound coming from this room. What is in this room? I don't know. What's in the room? So, we have a choice to either go in or leave. Now, I am the type to, if a situation has to be confronted, it might be scary, it might be shitty, it might cause problems, but it's always important to confront the situation because it always leads to a better solution, a better outcome in the end. I don't know what the developer had in mind with this, but that's what I'm doing. Go in. I'm gonna go in. But before I go in, I just want to say, I think it's really damn cool that I didn't mention on the first episode. I think it's cool that the way that the lesbian relationship between the heroine and her wife, I like the way that it is depicted. Like, instead of some crazy, like, you know, like, often these relationships aren't portrayed correctly, and I feel like this one is it's portrayed normally. Like, it's average. It's just your everyday, like, this is something everybody deals with. And I feel like that's important for people to know, like, non-heterosexual relationships are normal. They're boring. Stuff happens. Like, people have the same kind of problems as heterosexual relationships. And all the heterosexual, non-heterosexual, it's all the same. It's all the same. And it's to be treated like that, you know? So I'm glad that this was portrayed in this kind of way in this game. It makes me happy. I didn't say that in the first episode because I was caught up in the story, which is pretty damn awesome. Anyway, so let's play. Let's play the game. I've done too much rambling. It's been like fucking five minutes almost of rambling. Okay, so not a lot of scary stuff happened on the last episode, but I feel like we're about to get into something. Know what I'm saying? So, what's behind the door? There's nothing here. Nothing at all? Oh, well, of course there's something in here, girl. But there's nothing here now. I was sure that I heard something break in here, but nothing seems to be out of place. Maybe it was nothing. What? What's that say? What does that say? Ilana, I love you. Oh my god. Me and Rebecca used to write notes like this for each other. Okay. Her name is Ilana. And her wife's name is Rebecca. Cool. Awesome. I remember now. Ilana, Rebecca. Okay. She used to leave them so that I would see them before I left for work. Is this some kind of joke? This isn't funny. Only someone who knew enough about me and Rebecca could do something so personal. Even the handwriting looks like Rebecca's. I knew it. That ghost chick is Rebecca. It's Rebecca. It's totally Rebecca. I know it. If she's a ghost, is she just like a strange manifestation of Ilana? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so late for work. Are they gonna hate her now because she was late? I made her late. I'm not sure if like going after Ilana is helping her or making her, pulling her further into her spiral. I'm not sure what it is. Like, I'm not sure if her saying I don't have time for this means she's going down into her spiral and actually seeking out this issue is better for her. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to think about it in like psychological terms. Like, what would be better for the mind? What would a psychologist want for her? I don't know. Hello? Nothing. Nobody seems to be there. Guess I'll hang up. Again. Probably again. Right? Yep. Home. Oh my god. That's my home phone number. Is somebody really inside my house? Are they really calling me from my own home? Surely this has to be some kind of joke. Pick it up. Do it. Pick it up. Oh, pick it up. Oh my god. Oh my god. I shouldn't answer it. They've broken into my home. I still really need to finish this report by the end of the day. But then, maybe I should answer it? I have no idea who this person is or why they might be calling. Who knows who it could be? Who knows who it could be? Any normal person would answer the phone, right? Like, your phone's ringing. Answer the phone. It's home. It's crazy. The whole situation's crazy. So you would answer it, and you would assume. Not answering it would be kind of weird and completely crazy. So logically, in this situation, I'm just going to answer it. Is this her or from the... Oh my god. Heavy breathing. Strained, raspy, and painful breathing from what sounds like a woman. It's absolutely horrifying. It sounds so painfully familiar. So reminiscent of Rebecca's breathing over the last couple of months of her life. Just as the cancer had begun to spread to her lungs. Who could be doing this? Why are they doing this? Oh. Oh. It's Rebecca. It's Rebecca. Yeah, go. Just oh. Oh. Your wife's waiting for you. Stay calm. Whoever's doing this is likely responsible for everything that's happened. This is just some terrible joke. I'll just call the police, change the locks, and forget any of this ever happened. Everything will be fine. Normal. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my. I would have been like, I got some errands to run. I can't believe I just came home for no reason when I just forgot to go to the store. Look at this, I gotta leave again. Isn't that just weird how that happens? And then I just leave, and then I wouldn't have a house anymore. I'd find a corner of I'd find a street corner and be like, hey, this is my home now. This is where I live. All right. The figure standing in the kitchen. Despite everything, it felt like Rebecca. It isn't Rebecca. Maybe if I hide here long enough, it will leave of its own accord. I'll stay here until it does. It's not leaving. So is this Rebecca? I don't know. Or is it like something taking the form of Rebecca? I don't know. I have no idea. Rebecca has been hospital ridden for a week now. She's on life support. So a lot of these were kind of interspersed between like the time she was diagnosed and the time close to her death. So I feel like this is towards the end of her lifespan, probably. Also, that weird glitch last time where it was like the weird error that popped up, I downloaded a new copy of this, which apparently has fixed the error. So, yeah, should not appear again, hopefully. I don't think so. Alright, she's on life support. She could no longer move or speak. She could barely breathe. We had to take her. She will never leave. The doctors say that she has only days left. She's going to die. Rebecca is in horrific pain. She frequently gestures to her life support. I know what she wants. And I know what choice I'm about to be presented with. God damn it. Damn it. God damn. Really? I gotta do this? No. Well, if you saw my Soma playthrough, you'll know what my choice will be. Alright. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Again, like my Soma playthrough, if someone asks you to end their suffering, then do it. If you love them, especially, that's your job, you know, like, unless there's more options available, because if there's more options, then what the fuck? Don't do that. Don't do that when there's more chances. But at this point, in this kind of situation where there's nothing left, and she only has days, and she's like, I don't want to spend these last days just in pain and just succumb to it. If anything, she would rather her wife, the one person who she loves the most in the world, to end it for her, you know, like that would be, I think, better for her. But also, Ilana was probably feel a lot of guilt from this, from being the one to actually pull the plug on her own wife. Like, that's a lot of shit to deal with. But it's also a lot to deal with to have to sit there and watch her just fade away into just hell, you know, like, I don't know. Anyway, I made up my mind already, so let's do it. Let's do it. I pull Rebecca's life support. Rebecca flatlines less than a minute later. It's what she wanted, but it isn't what I wanted. It's not your choice. It's not your choice. This is her life. She gets to choose. She gets to choose. Whatever, you know? If I were to refuse, she would only spend her remaining days in agony, waiting to die. But there was so much I wanted to say. So much I should have said to her. Her friends, her family, they never even got to say goodbye. I took that from them. I panicked. And now she's gone. You killed her. Okay, so that does suck that the friends and family couldn't say goodbye. But, you know, she should have fucking called her friends and family and asked them, or her, like, her close family, something, instead of just pulling it. She could have gone like a few more hours or something and waited for the family to arrive and then asked them. I don't know. She panicked. That's what happens when you panic. I did not foresee that though, so I don't know. God damn it. Oh, oh. Saturday. Oh, was this like the beginning? The intro? When she's just sitting there? Yep. Oh, it's open. Oh, she closed the door. She closed the door. But the door is open. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's already in the room. You're gonna turn around. She's in the room already. She's in the room. She's in the room. She's not in the room. I was incorrect about all of that. Okay. What are these noises? Okay. What's happening up here? Is this the same movie? I think this is, what's it called? Public domain. That was the word I was trying to find in the first episode, but I completely missed it. Alright. Bill Nye, the science guy. Overdue rent. Rebecca was always too focused on her writing to consider employment, but we managed. Until I was demoted. So she was demoted while they were together? I thought she was demoted after because she got depressed or something. I can't remember. Photos. Photography. What do you got in the books? What do you got? What do you have inside of the books? You got books? You got photos in your books? It's a photograph of me and Rebecca at a party. Just a few days after we'd met. Aww. I was a loner at university. I spent a lot of nights at the student bar alone, hoping that I couldn't be. She smiling? Oh, one night I wasn't. I met Rebecca. She very quickly introduced me to her circle of friends and invited me to a party later that week. We kissed for the first time that night. Oh. Oh. No, Burke. So, hold on. If I hadn't opened the door, would I have seen the note, and would I have gotten a call? What if I'd gone home? Would I be in this situation? Like, I don't know what all the I don't know what the branching paths, how the scenes look or anything. I don't know. Note Burke. Note Burger King. Yes. It's one of Rebecca's old notebooks. She used to write her short stories in these. We're doing another short story. I hope you liked the last one. I put in a little some effects and stuff. Yep. Short story. Alright guys, story time again. Let's do this. More short story. Oh, it's a continuation of the same one as before. Awesome. Come with us. Page 5. Afraid. It was the only emotion Jane could put into words. The child never left. She stayed by Jane's side until the terrified woman left for work. Acting normal seemed quite the task for her. Jane returned home, wishing that the child would be gone. Alas, she was sat quiet as ever at the kitchen table, turning her head to Jane as she entered the room. Jane spent the day trying to ask the child questions about her name, where she came from, who she was. The woman was met with silence each time. She gave up, continued as normal. If she ignored her, she might go away. But wherever Jane went, the child followed. Wherever Jane sat, the child sat against her. Ignorance wasn't an option. When nighttime fell, the child followed her closely throughout her routine, silent and expressionless. As Jane hesitantly climbed into bed, the child stood where she had done the night before and pointed, knitting her brow once again. Carefully, Jane offered the other side of the bed to her. The child did as she wanted and lay next to the trembling woman. Jane pressed her back against the wall as the child stared at her from the pillow beside her own. They stared at each other for a while before the child sighed that soft little sigh again and closed her eyes. Jane didn't dare move her gaze for what felt like hours. Though the child didn't move, her eyes remained closed, and she was softly breathing. Jane knew the child didn't eat, nor did it use the bathroom. There was very little reason to believe the child needed to sleep. Paranoid, the woman remained obstinately awake. Jane opened her eyes quickly, breathing rapidly as she realized she had fallen asleep. The child's eyes were open, though her position had not moved. It scared Jane to wake to those dark eyes staring at her once again. The room was still dark. Jane desperately tried to regulate her breathing. As her eyes swept the room, she let out a small shriek. Jane scrambled to sit up in the bed, pressing her back against the wall. There was a second child stood at the foot of her bed, staring at her with the same exact dark eyes. This child appeared to be a boy. The hair was shorter, but just as dark and flat. It partially obscured his eyes. The child was also wearing a nightgown. They appeared to be a matching set, though they didn't acknowledge each other. Only her. Jane very briefly tore her eyes away from the second child to look at the first. She was sitting now too, but her gaze was fixed on Jane.
Come with us,
they spoke in unison. The woman sucked in a breath and fought the urge to cry. She shook her head a little in response. Jane then felt the first child sit closer, her hair brushing against her arm. Jane looked down. The girl was staring at her, staring right at her, leaning her head against her shoulder once again.
come with us.
She spoke, her voice soft. Somehow it calmed her. She felt herself able to breathe again. Where? She asked the girl. The child simply sighed and looked ahead, resting on her shoulder. Jane moved her gaze to the boy. He was staring at her. Where? She asked again. In response, he moved to where the girl stood the night before. Jane blinked at him and looked down to the bed. Do you want to get on the bed too? She asked fearfully. He did so, leaning against the girl. looking ahead as she did. All Jane could do was focus on taking breaths in and out. They sat like that until morning. Well, that went a lot different than I thought it was gonna go. What the hell is happening in this story? I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay. Come with us, but then they go. Oh, I don't know. This is crazy. Craziness. I hope I hope I figure this out, because I hope there's more to this story, because this is interesting as hell. Alright. Alright, what else we got? What else do we have? That TV scared me. Alright, speaking of TV. Attack of the Giant Leeches. Oh, that's this movie? I haven't seen this, but I know about it. Oh my. This is one of Rebecca's old movies. She used to make fun of me for liking it. She said it was a really bad film. It is. Oh, that's it? I thought we could watch a little bit. Alright. Attack of the Giant... Was this on Mystery Science Theater 3000? I don't remember. Probably, I assume. I've seen a lot of weird movies on that show. Best show ever. Show? Movie? I guess it's a show. I don't know. Table. What do we have on the table? Oh. We got things. We got many things on the table. Diary. What is in the diary? Do some reading. Entry 1. She said no. My dreams might as well just stay in my sleep. Who gives a shit? Clearly not me. I'll just stay in the hospital and be miserable for the rest of my short fucking life. So I tentatively asked Ilana to read my stories. Well, not all of them. Just the ones I wanted to publish. I won't be able to publish them now. Oh well. She's the biggest critic I have anyway. She said she would. It makes me nervous. I don't know why. When we were studying, she used to read what I wrote, but that was for school. After I graduated and decided to write full-time, she wasn't interested. Started off not having time or no interest for it. Ended up just shouting at me every time I mentioned it. Clearly, dying is the exception. I've always wondered what she'll say. I'll never find out. She said she was too busy. It was just 5 short stories. She could have read it in the evenings she doesn't spend with me. I know she hates seeing me like this, but she won't be seeing me at all soon enough. It would be nice if she could just think about me. Entry number 3. Wow, that was the first night out I've had in so long. The usual gang asked me to go out with them for the first time in a while, since I told them I was on the treatment, really. Did I say that correctly? Since I told them I was on the treatment, really. Okay. They were a bit sympathetic and annoying at first, but once the alcohol kicked in, things went back to normal. I haven't been drunk in so long either. It was great. I could forget about all this shit and just laugh and dance and do whatever the hell I want. I got tired and a bit wheezy. The treatment really does kick you in the balls. But I had a good time. I refused to let it bring me down, not even for 1 second. Ilana was worried, I know she was, but I appreciate her for accepting my choice. She doesn't always do that anymore. I think they'll ask me to join them more often now. They were so scared of it before. I think they were terrified they would break me. They can try all they like. Life can't get rid of me that easily. Entry number 4. Ilana wants to move. Of course she does. She's been itching to get out of this place since we moved in. I had to reassure her yet again, this place is just a stepping stone. We'll be out of here when we can afford something better in our city. She wanted to live somewhere in the country because it was cheaper and we could get something better for our money. But life is a struggle. We should embrace the challenge. I told her that too. She doesn't like to hear it, but she listened. We love this city. It was always a part of our goals to live here way back when we were at university together. So why not dive in head first? She knew I was right back then, and she knows it's right not to go back on it now. I'm glad. I love our shitty little house. I don't care if it doesn't have the fancy equipment I need to recover. I'll recover fine without it. I don't want my home being turned into a hospital. It just sounds depressing. So, I don't even know how to write this. I don't even know how to think it. I've just been told I'm dying. They were really nice about it, but I'm dying. How does a person even process shit like that? I feel like it's not real. But I also feel winded. I don't know what to do. Was she really not gesturing to... Thank you, Avast. Thank you. Thank you for all of this. No, I'm good. I'm good with the software. It's a great game. It's a great... Avast, please leave. Please leave me. That didn't happen. None of that happened. You didn't even see that. You didn't even see what that was. Okay. Anyway. Fucking hell, you guys. Why does stuff just pop up? Just pop. Things disappear. So, what the hell was I talking about before my computer went weird on me? Did Ilana only think that Rebecca was gesturing to life support? Was that just in Ilana's head, like, oh, she wants to be let go, but in reality it was Rebecca just being tired of dealing with Ilana, because that happens. You know, it takes a lot out of people who are dealing with their loved one in who has cancer. Like, people get tired and they just want it to be over, and they can't. They have to remember who this person was before all of this shit started. You know, like, don't see the husk of a human that's before you. See who they have always been. They're still that person. Anyway, so I hope that isn't the case, and you murdered me was just Ilana's guilt clouding her vision at the current moment. I really hope that's the case. Okay. So we got the diary, the rose. Where's the rose? Is this the rose? I can't tell. Oh, no, this is... Oh, it's right here. It's in the biggest thing on the screen. I'm an idiot. Okay, rose. What is this? A preserved rose. Rebecca gave this to me on the last Valentine's Day we ever spent together. She said it would last forever, so that she can make up for all of the Valentine's Days she was going to miss. It is wilting. Why didn't you put water? Why didn't you water it? You should have put water in. I guess it only... How long do roses last out of, like, I don't know. Trinket? Trinket? Is this the trinket? Is this the trinket? I don't know. Yeah, it's that one. Okay. It's the crystal graduation bear I gave to Rebecca when she graduated, where she had encouraged me to become more confident and outgoing. I'd pushed and tutored Rebecca to finish university. I was so proud of her that day. So very grateful. Cool. Ring. Oh no. Is this the wedding ring? Did she take... No, she couldn't... Would she take the wedding ring off? If she hasn't given up on her wife, would she still have the ring on? I think she still has it on. I feel like I keep seeing the ring. I don't know. I don't pay attention enough. Alright. Yeah, she has it on. It's right there. It's the engagement ring that I used to propose a few weeks after we'd moved in together. It was a very cheap ring. We didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was so worried that she wouldn't like it. It's not really the ring. It's never the ring, really. It's the action of it. So, I don't think she did. Though she would have never admitted it to me. I mean... Like, it shouldn't be about the ring, right? It should be like, hey, I'm being proposed to by the person I'm super in love with. Give me a fucking onion ring and I will enjoy myself. I will wear that onion ring until it fucking rots. Like, that's how it should be, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But hey, I mean, like, sometimes you just don't like the ring. Or the movie The Ring. But I loved the movie The Ring, even though Ringu was much better. You should all watch that if you have not. All of them. I haven't seen the last one or Kayako versus Sadako, which I really need to see. I really want to see that one. Anyway, what am I rambling? Alright, we're done. We're done here. That's it. Cool. So, are we done? I'm gonna save. I'm just gonna save right here. Cool. Leave. Is she still here? Oh. Into the dock. Hello? Oh. She's still here. She's still here. She didn't leave. She wants to get in bed. It's waiting for me. What does it want? It hasn't done anything to me yet. It feels like Rebecca. What if it's okay? Maybe I should approach it. But then, maybe I should grab a knife from the kitchen first. Just to be safe. No. No knife. Don't get a knife. You killed Rebecca once. You don't need a knife. No knife. Don't do the knife. Don't no. None of this. We don't want none of this, no. We're gonna go in and hug a ghost. You guys hug a ghost? You ever hugged a ghost before? It's nice. Okay. Let's go. go and just go have a nice hug, cuddle time with a ghost lady. No knives. High five. Oh. Is this suicide? Is this suicide? Is this what this is? Will this mean that I just ended my life because I was depressed? Or... God damn it, I don't know. But hey, I made up my mind. To the ghost. Always to the ghost. Hug the ghost. Love the ghost. Be one with the ghost. That's the strange sentences, but I mean, somebody's gotta say them, right? Let's go. Oh, hug the ghost. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. It wasn't Rebecca. But aside from some inconsistencies in both memory and personality, its actions were almost identical to hers. And that was real enough for me. Whoa. Um. I moved to an affordable country home, just like I wanted. It was a nice place, somewhere comfortable where I could hide Rebecca from the world. I feel so weird right now. I feel uncomfortable. I have the heebie-jeebies. Something's weird about this. I don't feel good. Like, I'm cool with having a ghost in my bed. You know, like, if she wants to get down, that's fine with me. But this situation is weird, and I don't know. It barely spoke, and it never felt human to me. But I would go on to pretend that things were just as they were prior to Rebecca's death for almost 11 months. Oh, hello. Okay. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Fucking. This one. This is the last save before that weird situation where I had choices. So I'm gonna save right here. Gotta remember this. If I get too far down, I gotta keep this save in mind so that I don't overwrite it, because this is an important one. Alright, save there. Life didn't really change after Rebecca came back. Got another office job. At first it was refreshing to be around coworkers that didn't resent me, but my life was too secretive to ever make friends. It may have been the same old routine, but now I wasn't in it alone. Just have a ghost that I don't really understand sitting in my bed. That may or may not be my wife. That probably is not my wife. She just kind of stands there like a weirdo. Is she doing dishes? Oh no. So what is she? What is it? What the hell is it? I just have to remember where my mouse is. Okay. I often felt guilty, but never guilty enough to return to my grief. So it was... Oh no. Is this one of those ghosts that suck the life out of you when it lives with you for too long? Oh. Well, more story time, you guys. More story time. Come with us. Page 11. Abnormal, perhaps that this was. Jane realized people could probably see her. They were in the open field that was at the back of her house. They walked in a line, the children in front, herself following, holding out her raw hands. They led her through the field. She didn't know how long they had been walking for. Whenever she faltered or hesitated, without looking, they knew.
Come with us.
They would encourage her, so she continued. Until they came to the lake, she stopped in her tracks. No, I'm not. I can't. They all stood in a line and turned to her. They faced her with blank expressions. They didn't speak as she expected them to. They waited. Jane's gaze darted between them and her burned hands. The pain was making her restless. She shifted her weight from leg to leg, rocking from side to side. They waited. I can't come with you, she spoke quickly. They walked towards her. Jane felt her heart quicken. The little boy took her hand, as did the girl. The other boy took hold of her dress. They looked at her. How many fucking kids are there? The touch of their icy hands felt good against her burning skin. The three of them blinked at her expectantly, but they didn't speak. She took one step forwards. They all stepped with her. She inhaled and took another step. Slowly, they made their way to the edge of the water. In there, she spoke softly. Jane could feel herself shaking again.
Come with us.
They responded, stepping ahead of her into the water. Jane trailed her fingers along the surface of the water, just as the children disappeared from view. She smiled. She followed. It was shallow at first. She stepped down a little deeper. The water was soft and soothing on her burning skin. It was cool, but not uncomfortable. It felt nice. Jane found herself welcoming it. Atypical, finding herself following three identical-looking, expressionless children who showed up in the middle of the night into a lake was odd. By anyone's standards, especially Jane's. She expected no one would believe her, not that anyone would know. Jane had lived her life by the book, following all the rules. Such abnormality happening to the most normal person she knew, herself. Jane trailed her fingers along the surface of the water, just as the children disappeared from view. She smiled. How did it get burned? How did it get burned? How did she burn? Where did the children... Who are the children? How did the children... Is this death? Are these children death? Is this Rebecca creature death? What's Who are... Did Jane die in a fire and then now is... I don't know. Maybe... What if Rebecca's in purgatory right now? The bathtub filled up with red. That means she killed herself, right? So then... I think that's gotta be what it is. Like... I don't know. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god. I died 11 months later. Whatever it was, the relationship was symbiotic, imitating loved ones to feed off of willing hosts to survive. As it turns out, there's only so long a person can last in such a relationship. Fucking knew it. It was feeding off of her. Her life force was draining every time she spent with, like, the longer she spent with her. God damn it. So, she's a ghost right now. She's speaking to us as a ghost currently. I feel a little uncomfortable now. That's a little weird to realize. Okay. I don't know if it was worth it. But it was easy. This is but one of 6 ends to Ilana's story. Your choices incur real consequences, significantly altering your conclusion to Morph Girl. I didn't read that bit at the end, but it was a thing. Well, fuck. Hell ass. I'm gonna do one more episode of this. There's so many branching paths. I don't want to go through all of them. Maybe if I had a bigger audience or any audience who actually really wanted to see the past, then I'd do it. But for myself, I think I'm going to play one more episode and see what happens if I kind of go, like, if I use the knife or if I go down and I don't take her hand. That whole area. I wanna kind of peruse through that little section and see what was going on there. So anyway, not done with this game yet. One more episode of this. God, this game is so cool. Oh, it's so fucking cool. Goddamn ass. Also, I figured out what this was. This is full screen mode. Like, it makes the screen bigger. Anyway, So, what was it? This one. So, we're going down. And on the next episode, we're gonna figure out what else we can do with these choices. Because I'm really interested. If she, like, can she escape this thing? Or does this thing just follow her everywhere? Like, I don't know. In that story was a similar thing, I feel. So, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then stay tuned for more. And as always, until next time.